Hello students, let us continue with the UMTS core network architecture which we have discussed already in your previous video. So as discussed in the previous video session, we discussed about the definition of UMTS technology, the salient features of UMTS core network and its network architecture and the architecture terminologies in detail. So now let us continue with that. So this summarizes the main features of UMTS, which employs packet switching, increased speed, deploys wideband wireless network, which helps us to provide better call quality. And this is an overview of UMTS architecture where it makes use of a new radio network access or radio network subsystem RNS. And you have UTRAN to be that network, UTRA network. And there are two interfaces which is helping us to communicate between the core network and the user equipment, IU as well as U suffix U. This is the detailed architecture of UMTS technology, which we have already discussed in the last class. Yes, so now let us move on to the topic of discussion for today, which is about the 3G MSE. So this has been coming, this is under the concept of UTRAN, radio network access, where we try to deploy the mobility management. So whenever we handle mobility management, we need to ensure the authentication. What are all the updates that has to be sent to the HLR, SRNS relocation, and of course the inter-systems handover. And then comes the call management procedure. So whenever we talk about the call management procedure, we try to set up messages from and to the user equipment. And we do cater to the needs of the supplementary services, which handles call related supplementary services like call waiting, etc. Also, we do have interfaces like SS7 interface, MAP interface, RAMAP interfaces. So all these are coming under the third generation mobile communication, and these functionalities are controlled by the mobile switching center. So apart from this, we also handle the SMS, which is short message services. So this functionality helps the users to send as well as receive short messages to and from the SMS GMSE and SMS IWMSE. So here SMS, short message service, GMC stands for Gateway Mobile Switching Center, and SMS IWMSE. So here SMS stands for short message service and IWMC. So this stands for interworking. So interworking MSE. So we need to handle the communication of short messages between the GMSE as well as IWMSE or the interworking MSE. So we also address the HLR functionality along with the VLR functionality. So HLR stands for home location register, whereas the VLR stands for visitors location register. So VLR is actually a database which is located within the 3G MSE, and this actually helps us to serve or this acts as an intermediate storage for the subscriber data in order to support subscriber mobility. So next we have the terminology 3G SGSN in our UTRAN architecture. So this stands for third generation serving GPRS support node. SGSN stands for serving GPRS support node. So some of the features of this protocol is summarized here. The first one is about the session management. So this helps to set up messages from and to the user equipment and the DGSN, and also controls the admission mechanism as well as the quality of service mechanism. We do address the ATM as well as AAL5 phenomenon, which helps us to establish a physical connection to the UTRAN service for transporting the user data plane traffic across the IU interface media. Also, we address the connection across the GN interface towards the GGSN for transportation of user plane traffic using the GTP. So GTP is nothing but GPRS tunneling protocol. And then we move on to the functions of the SMS, which is a short message service. Here, SMS is the functionality which helps the user to send and receive SMS data to and from the SMS GMSC as well as SMS interworking MSC, right? So we have discussed all these in the previous slide itself. So let me quickly summarize. So this greatly helps us in establishing authentication, updating to the HLR and the SRNS relocation and inter-system handover. Also, you have a database called subscriber database functionality. So this is similar to visitors location register, which is located within the 3G SGSN, and this serves as the intermediate storage for the subscriber data. Also, the SGSN, which is the serving GPRS support node, tries to collect the charging information related to the radio network usage by the user. Next comes the terminology 3G GGSN, which is 3G Gateway GPRS support node, and these are all the functionalities of 3G GGSN. So it helps us to maintain the information location at the SGSN level, which is known as macro mobility, and this also acts as a gateway between the UMTS packet network and the external data networks, especially about our IP packets and X.25 data. This also initiates mobile terminations and route mobile terminated packets. It also helps us to handle user data screening, security issues, which include subscription-based, user-controlled or network-controlled screening process. Also, this GGSN may have to allocate a dynamic address to the user equipment upon a PDP context activation. So PDP is packet data unit. So upon this, we need to allocate a dynamic address. So this functionality will be carried out by the use of DHCP function, dynamic host configuration protocol function. Yes. So here, the slide summarizes the features of SMS once again. So this is nothing but a short message service. So we normally try to transfer the packet data unit through GMSC technology or the interworking MSC technology. So here we try to forward short messages PDU to the MSC or the SGSN using the routing information. When we talk about the interworking MSC, some of its functions includes the reception of short message PDU from either the third generation SGSN or the third generation MSC. It also helps us to establish a communication with the addressed service center, also to transfer the short messages to the service centers. So now let us look after the security issues now. So the prime role is to have or to deploy a perfect firewall to handle all these security issues related to the UMTS network architecture. So this entity or the firewall is mainly used to protect the service provider's backbone data network from the attacks from external packet data networks. So this is actually done by applying packet filtering mechanisms. There are different packet filtering mechanisms which are based on access control list or any other methods which were suitable for the UMTS network architecture. So we also address the DNS and DHCP protocol, which are mainly used for security. The DNS servers used to translate the host names into the IP addresses, where we handle the logical names instead of the raw IP address. And the DNS server is mainly used to translate the APN, which is the access point name, to the GVSN IP address. So this may be used alternatively to allow our user equipment to use the logical names instead of a physical IP address. So that is the main purpose of DNS service. So in this video session, we have summarized the details about UTRAN, which is the UMTS core architecture, where we discussed about the third generation MSC, third generation SSTM, third generation SMS services, and interworking MSC features. We also commented upon the security issues, where we tried to discuss about the design of firewall as well as DNS servers and the deployment of DHCP, which is dynamic host configuration protocol. Thank you.